This week, AI isn't just answering your questions, it's actually taking action for you. Welcome to the era of Agentic AI. Welcome back to the AI Funnel by Konstantina Giannopoulou, your go-to podcast for everything happening in the fast-paced world of AI. Each week, I bring you the most important updates in artificial intelligence, tech, and innovation, clear, concise, and to the point. Okay, we're taking a look at the rise of what's being called Agentic AI.
Yeah, exactly. Today we're diving into what exactly Agentic AI is and maybe more importantly, what this shift means for your work and how you can start to, well, think about preparing for it.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit. When we say Agentic AI, what are we really talking about in, practical terms for someone listening?
Okay, so simply put, Agentic AI refers to artificial intelligence systems that can independently plan, reason, and then act to achieve a specific goal you set for them.
Right. So if you're thinking about the AI tools you might already be using, maybe a chatbot or something, how is this agentic approach different?
It's quite a significant shift, actually. For a long time, when we thought about AI in a business context, we mostly thought about tools that just responded. You ask something, it answers.
Yeah.
Like chatbots for customer service or maybe algorithms crunching data. We feed them.
Reactive, basically.
Totally reactive. But what we're seeing now, this agented AI, it's different. These are systems that can actually plan, reason a bit, and then act on their own to achieve a goal you set.
So less like a tool waiting for instructions.
Yeah, exactly. Less like a passive assistant and more like a proactive team member. Someone or something that can actually take initiative.
Okay, proactive. That's the key word here, isn't it? It's not just responding, it's doing.
Precisely. Instead of us having to constantly prompt the AI, give it every little step, it can go out and, get things done.
And we're not just talking about a slightly smarter chatbot here. This sounds like something more fundamental.
It is. I mean, think about AI that can search the web for information.
Okay.
Then trigger workflows, maybe across different apps you use.
Right, like connecting things together.
Yeah, connecting things, organizing the information it finds, maybe even drafting and sending responses on your behalf, all with, a much higher degree of autonomy than we've seen before.
Wow, okay. And you're saying this isn't just theoretical. We're actually seeing tools doing this now.
We are definitely in the early stages, but yes, you look at something like Claude's research mode. You give it a topic, and it doesn't just spit backlinks. It goes out, does the research, synthesizes it. It feels much more like handing off a task to a research assistant.
Okay, I played around with that a bit. It's quite impressive.
Right. Then you've got these more experimental projects like Auto GPT, which are really pushing the envelope on what fully autonomous AI agents might look like, trying to achieve complex goals.
A bit more cutting edge, maybe less for everyday use just yet.
Perhaps for now, yeah.
Yeah.
But closer to daily business tasks, look at what Zapier's doing with their AI agents. They're letting you automate multi-step processes across different platforms, but with the AI figuring out the logic, driving the action.
That's interesting. It really strikes me that the implications for how we actually work are they're just starting to become clear.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can see a future, maybe not too far off, where delegating whole projects, or at least significant chunks of them, to an AI agent becomes just normal.
And that's the vision, isn't it?
Imagine saying, okay, AI, plan a marketing campaign for this new widget, do the competitor research, outline the blog posts, draft the social media schedule, and it actually does the initial groundwork.
That's a really powerful example. And it's not science fiction. It's grounded in these capabilities that are starting to emerge right now.
So just to nail it down simply, Agentic AI is AI that acts, not just AI that answers.
That's a great way to put it. Think about, say, a sales team. Traditional AI might look at past sales data, find some trends, useful, sure.
Standard analytics.
Right. But agentic AI, it could potentially spot a good lead, go find information about that lead's company, maybe draft a personalized outreach email based on that research, and even schedule a follow-up reminder in your calendar, all from that initial goal you gave it.
Okay, yeah, that example really clicks. It paints a clear picture. So let's dig into that more. Where are we seeing these real-world business uses actually making a difference today?
Well, one area with definite traction is content and social media.
Okay, makes sense.
We're all familiar with AI drafting posts or articles, tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Notion AI. They're good at that.
Sure.
But the agentic step is where these tools start taking more responsibility. They don't just draft the text. They can actually schedule it across your different social platforms.
Ah, so it closes the loop.
Exactly. And more than that, They can potentially analyze the performance, how many clicks, likes, whatever, and then suggest optimizations for the next round of content. Maybe even implement those changes, all with less direct human clicking at every single stage.
So if I'm managing social media, I could potentially tell the AI, maintain our presence on Twitter and LinkedIn this week, focusing on topic X, keep the tone professional but engaging, and it could handle a lot of that.
That's the direction things are heading, yes, within certain parameters you set, of course. We're also seeing really interesting stuff in CRM and email.
Okay, tell me about that.
So, again, moving beyond just helping you write an email, agentic AI can start managing entire follow-up sequences.
How so?
Based on triggers, like maybe a lead clicks a specific link in your email, or you finish a meeting. The AI could then automatically draft and send the appropriate next step email.
Automating the follow-up, that's huge.
It is. And it could also categorize leads coming in, prioritize them based on rules you set up, track how well different email campaigns are doing, and suggest tweaks.
So platforms like Salesforce Einstein or Microsoft 365 Copilot, they're integrating this kind of proactive help.
They are. They're embedding these capabilities, making the AI feel less like a separate tool and more like an assistant working within your existing communication and sales workflows.
It sounds almost like having this tireless, intelligent assistant just woven into the tools you already use, handling the repetitive stuff.
That's a good analogy. It handles the grunt work, the things that need doing but are time-consuming.
And I know for a lot of listeners, just keeping up with information overload is a massive pain point. How is Agentic AI helping with research and reporting?
Yeah, another really compelling area. Tools like, again, Claude in its research mode, or something like Perplexity AI. They're getting very good at searching the web autonomously for specific information you need.
Right. Better than just a standard search engine.
Much better, because the key difference is their ability to then synthesize what they find. They don't just give you links. They can pull out the key insights, identify themes, and present it back to you in a structured summary or report.
Without you having to constantly refine the search and read through everything yourself.
Exactly. With much less back and forth prompting needed, it can save professionals a significant amount of time on that initial research and analysis phase.
Which frees them up for the higher level thinking.
Precisely. The strategic part, the decision-making based on the information.
It really feels like for businesses to get the most out of this, these agentic tools can't just live in one department, right? They need to be sort of integrated across the board.
That's a very important point. Siloed implementation probably won't unlock the full potential. You want these capabilities interacting across marketing, sales, research, operations.
And crucially, businesses need to think about training, don't they? Helping their teams figure out how to actually work with these AI agents effectively. It's a big mental shift.
Oh, absolutely critical. Successful adoption isn't just about buying the software. It demands really a strategic rethink of workflows. How do we delegate? How do we collaborate with these systems? What new skills do our teams need?
Yeah, you can't just drop it in and expect magic. Okay, so based on what you're seeing, if our listeners are curious and want to start exploring this, what are a few specific agent-style tools you'd recommend they look at right now?
Good question. Well, for that AI-powered research aspect we talked about, Claude.ai's research assistant is a great place to see that autonomous info gathering and synthesis in action.
Okay, Claude.
If task automation across different apps is the main goal, then exploring Zapier's AI agents, how they connect workflows using AI logic, is definitely worthwhile.
Zapier, got it.
For those who like to experiment a bit more, maybe understand the mechanics, Agent GPT offers a platform for playing around with creating goal-oriented agents. It's more hands-on.
For the tinkerers?
Yeah. And then, given its widespread presence, Microsoft 365 Copilot is obviously key. Keep an eye on how its agentic capabilities are evolving within the tools many businesses already use.
Right. It's already in the ecosystem for many.
And one more for folks focused specifically on content creation or planning. Trying out custom GPTs, especially those with memory features, lets you build more persistent, context-aware AI assistants for specific tasks.
Okay, those are some really concrete starting points. Thanks. Now, we should also provide a balanced view. This tech is still pretty new. It's evolving fast. What are the current limitations? Why isn't it quite fully ready yet?
That's crucial, yeah. It's definitely not perfect. While the progress is amazing, there are limitations. For instance, these agents can sometimes, well, go off task. Get distracted, you could say.
Hallucinate or just pursue the wrong path.
Sometimes, yeah. Or they might just operate slowly, not quite at the speed needed for certain real-time business decisions.
Okay. Reliability and speed.
And, very importantly, for any critical decision-making or workflows with significant consequences, you absolutely still need careful human oversight. You can't just let it run wild on sensitive tasks without checks and balances.
Right. You need a human in the loop, especially for high-stakes stuff, to ensure accuracy, prevent mistakes.
Exactly. And there are ethical considerations, too. Data privacy.
Right.
These are things that need careful management as these systems become more autonomous.
So it sounds like the sweet spot, at least for now, is really this combination, this collaboration between human judgment and the proactive abilities of the AI.
I think that's spot on. It's not about wholesale replacement of people right now. It's about augmenting human capabilities in really powerful ways.
Letting the AI handle certain steps, freeing up the person for strategy, complex problem solving, creativity, things humans are uniquely good at.
Precisely. The most successful uses we'll see in the near term will likely be these symbiotic relationships. AI handles specific subtasks, humans guide, verify, and focus on the bigger picture.
Well, that seems like a good place to wrap up our deep dive into agentic AI for this time. Hopefully this has given everyone listening a clearer picture of what it is, how it's starting to show up, and maybe what to think about for their own work or business.
Yeah, it's definitely a space to watch. It's evolving so quickly, and staying informed is going to be key for everyone navigating the future of work.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive today.
My pleasure.
And if you, our listener, found this exploration useful, please do subscribe, maybe leave a rating or share it with a colleague who might also find it interesting. It really helps us keep bringing you these insights.
Yeah, we really appreciate you tuning in.
Join us next time, where we'll be diving into the very latest AI news and updates from the past week, cutting through the noise to focus on what really matters. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring the world of AI.